you felt such eagerness for standing right on this leading edge spot prior to your emergence into it, for that very thing, for that feeling of expansion. You knew that you are an eternal being. Maybe you still remember that, but you really knew it from your non-physical perspective. You knew that you are source energy and that you were coming forth to express that source energy in the physical format. And you knew that you weren't coming forth as substandard, as flawed, as unworthy to try to prove worthiness. You were fully worthy and knew it. And the reason that you came forth into this physical experience was not because you needed to, but because you wanted to. You came forth for the thrill of the tactile, visceral experience of physicality. You see, you are always creator, and you are vibrational much more than you are physical, flesh, blood, and bone. You are vibrational beings. And the reason that you were so excited about coming forth into this physical format is because you knew that by offering thought from this perspective, out here on this leading edge, that things would actualize to support the thoughts that you are thinking. You knew that the thoughts that you think would be managed by law of attraction, and that in this leading edge environment they would manifest. And so you knew that by living and thinking and manifesting, you would learn to more deliberately think. You knew that you could live a little and watch the results of your thought. And then, if there was anything less than what you wanted, or more than what you wanted, more of what you don't want or less of what you do want, that you could just adjust your thoughts so that you could get it just the way you want it from whatever perspective you are currently standing. You knew that you would have that ability to think and feel and manifest. We call that post-manifestational awareness. In other words, that's just living and getting and then observing what you're getting and then maybe making a new decision about what you would like to think. But you knew without any question at all that your thoughts and your manifestations always match, always match, always match, always match every single time. And you also knew that you were the thinker of the thoughts. Oh, of course you knew that you would be responding to environment and that you might be influenced by the thinkers of others. But you also knew that you were the only one that could think within you. You knew that you were the only one who could offer your vibration. You knew that whatever you were offering vibrationally would manifest, and you felt such delight in knowing that you were coming forth in order to exercise that understanding. We love it when something manifests and you take stock of what it is, and then you make a new decision about adjusting your vibration. Esther's made a new decision recently after going through a 300 to 400 item punch list on the new house. Unfinished things, they're all finished now, but it was a month of attention. She's decided to do something that we have been teasing all of you about for a long time. We say we just love it when someone is terminally ill, because then they finally do the only thing that worked anyway, when they have no other options. And Esther has discovered that she has no choice but to let go of control, because there are too many moving parts. When you have a small life, you can control it through your action, through your words, through your determination, through your willpower, through your rules and requirements and enforcements of those rules, by your shoulds and shouldn'ts, by your, if you don't do that, I will be really mad at you. But when your life gets bigger, you begin to discover that there are too many plates to keep spinning. And when the plates start crashing around you because there's not enough of you to keep them spinning, because you were never meant to control your life through your words, through your behavior, through your action. You intended to be the creator, controller of your life experience through the thoughts you think. So when you step back into that understanding and you let how you feel matter more to you than anything else, not how you feel physically, how you feel emotionally. We know you can sometimes be tired, but we want you to be tired and satisfied. We know that sometimes you can be maybe uncomfortable, but you can be uncomfortable and hopeful rather than uncomfortable and fearful. In other words, when you decide that the way you feel emotionally really matters to you, and you make a decision to monitor your feelings and catch them in the earlier subtle stages and head them in more directions of what feels good, now you have harnessed what you knew you would be born with, your guidance system, and most important of all, your pre-manifestational awareness. In other words, you don't feel negative emotion, negative emotion, negative emotion, negative emotion, and then have something turn out bright and fluffy. Frisky, good feeling things don't come from bad feeling emotions. You just don't have happy endings to unpleasant journeys. You got to decide that never mind focusing on the ending, get focused upon where you are and decide to make it feel as good as you can make it feel from where you are. And when you make the decision that you care about how you feel, and regardless of what's going on, there could be 100 really good things happening, and you could be one of those people that finds one thing that isn't going well and you could focus on it and make yourself miserable. Or you could be someone who currently has 100 things not going very well and one thing that is, and you could be one of those people that focuses upon that one thing that's going well, and by focusing upon that one thing that goes well, you hold yourself in vibrational alignment with that one thing that goes well. You use that good feeling thing to set the tone of your being, and now your point of attraction has shifted to include only other good feeling things. Somehow, somewhere along your physical trail, many of you have come to believe that it's your job to sift through the details of your life and put, or of the world, or of your spouse's life, or of somebody that you care about, and put them in piles. Well, these are the good things, and these are the terrible things, and these are the I could live with it but don't want to things. And we want to say to you, don't sort your manifestations into piles. Make a decision to get right at the core of where it all starts from, at the headwaters, so to speak, of your creation. Make a decision that you care about how you feel, and that you will reach for the thoughts that feel as good as you can get them to feel from where you are. Now, we know sometimes you're standing in a place where it doesn't feel like there are that many really good feeling options. But there are better feeling options from where you stand, no matter where you stand. And if you are determined to find the better feeling option, what happens is you shift your vibration just a little bit. Now, most of you don't really understand how valuable that is, because you don't really understand, most of you, that you are vibrational beings, and that the vibration of your being, which is referenced to you through your mood or attitude, is your center point. It's your point of attraction. If you could just get it, that how you feel matters so much, that if you would give how you feel your undivided attention, not with the attitude that somebody else should be different because, oh, when I look at you, I don't feel as good as I felt before I looked at you. I was feeling pretty good, and then you called me, or you come by, and then I looked at you, and as I gave my attention to you, now I don't feel very good, so it's up to you to do something different so that I can feel better. And we say, how's that going? But when you come to an awareness that how you feel is about what you focus upon, and no matter who's coming by, no matter what they're saying, no matter what's coming to you by way of email or telephone or mail or however it's getting to you, no matter how it's coming, you have the option of taking it hard or taking it easy, of making the worst of it or making the best of it, of giving it your undivided attention, of giving it very little of your attention. You have more control over your focus than most of you have been exercising. And when you begin caring about how you feel more than everything else put together, so that you exercise your ability to focus upon things that do feel good, you begin to discover that in every particle of the universe there is that which is wanted and lack of it. In every conversation is that which you want and that which you don't. In every person, in every point in time, in every room, there's a squeaking thing we could all do without. In every room there is that which is wanted and that which is not wanted. And you may have a very good opportunity today to tune that squeaking thing out, because we have an idea it's going to keep squeaking. It's not going to go away just because we loathe it, whatever it is. In other words, give your attention in whatever segment of your life you are focused to that which is best feeling to you, and tune yourself little by little into vibrational alignment with who you are. You are source energy who existed before this physical body, and many of you get that. You know that there's something before this, certainly. You're brilliant beings, and we love what you're doing with your planet. But you have not managed to scrape enough dirt together to launch another planet into orbit. You got to accept that there's something bigger going on. And that bigger thing that's going on is source energy. There is thought that sets things into motion. And so you exist as source energy before you come into this physical body, and you will exist as source energy once you are no longer in this physical body. But the thing that we so want you to hear is that you are source energy while you're in this body. There is a vibrational basis of that which you are, which is source energy. And then there is the vibrational basis that you set into motion by virtue of the things that you give your attention to, the things you say, the things you observe, the things you remember, the things you imagine. You are constantly giving your attention to something, beating the drum of something that sets up a vibration within you. So the question that we want to put to you today, in a way that you will always remember it, is, what is the drum you're beating doing in relationship to the drum that the source within you is beating? For example, the source within you, who you really are, knows your value. When you don't, you're beating two different drums. You are tearing yourself apart. Now, many would say, well, why am I the one that's tearing myself apart? If source would just come over here and beat my drum with me, I wouldn't be torn apart. And we say, you don't want that. You don't want source to revert, to regress, to be less than life has caused you to become. Do you understand that as source energy, you flowed forth into this physical body, and now you are here in this body? The contrast, the variety of your life is causing you to know what you don't want, so you know what you do want, you know what you don't want, you know what you do. And every time you know what you do want, even a little bit, even if it's a subtle little preference, something that you feel like, oh, wouldn't that be nice if, or I would kind of like that, or this would be a little better. Every even most subtle of preference that emanates from you causes a rocket of expansion within you. That's what we mean when we say, are you enjoying the expansion of your desire? But now we want to say it to you in a more powerful way. Are you enjoying the expansion of your desire? You said, yeah. Are you enjoying the expansion of your desire? We want to say it to you in a more emphatic way. Are you enjoying the expansion of you? Because when life causes you to desire something beyond where you are, the source energy part of you rides that rocket of expansion and literally, vibrationally becomes it and holds steady to that new becoming. So every time anything happens which makes you prefer something a little more, the source within you becomes that which is a little more. And then the question that we want to put to you, and certainly you want to ask yourself, is, what am I doing about that? Am I keeping up with the me that I have become? If you're feeling eagerness, the answer is yes. In this moment, you're up to speed with who you have become. If you're discouraged, the answer is no. Life caused you to become something. The source within you became it, but you're still beating the drum of something's gone wrong. I don't have enough money. 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 Don't have enough money. I've never had enough money. I've never had enough money. It's not fair that I don't have enough money. It's not fair, 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 it's not fair. I don't know anybody who has enough. Nobody 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 has enough. That rich bugger over there does. Probably deals drugs. So as you beat the drum, as you feel less than what you want, but you reinforce that you're not where you want to be, you hold yourself longer and longer and longer in vibrational difference from who you have become. And you know what happens when you do that? You feel worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. So then it's really interesting. So you beat the drum of what you don't want, and you know you can never notice what you don't want without asking for what you do want, even if you don't put words to it. You can't even notice that there's not enough of something without automatically asking for more of it. So every time you notice that there isn't enough, you ask for more, and every time you ask for more, source rides that rocket. And you know what that means to you? That means the current that is really you moves faster and faster and faster and faster and faster. And if you don't keep up with that stream of energy that you've set into motion by the very life you've lived, if you hold back from it with your negative thoughts, with your I can't do it thoughts, with your I'm not worthy thoughts, with your I'm mad at you thoughts, with your there isn't enough thoughts, with your life isn't fair thoughts, as you hold back with those thoughts that feel like injustice to you, the source within you rolls right on, because the source within you is wise enough to take the benefit from the life that you're living. And when you don't, you really take it hard. That's what every negative emotion is that you feel.